All right, let's look at the judicial branch quiz, tough ones, as I call it. There weren't that many. Most of you did pretty well on this. Some of you struggled with certain questions. I think overall there were about 10 to 12 questions that the vast majority did very well on, like number 1, which should have been a 100%. I'm a little disappointed that it wasn't, but it was pretty close. I did like the fact that question 3, everyone did get it right. That was good. I did mention that would be on here. So let's look at question 6. 3/4 of you got it right, but still 1/4 of you got it wrong. So it says Benjamin is accused of stealing an iPod from a department store. He's brought into court where a jury hears his case and decides a verdict. This is an example of. So here they're asking who basically heard the case first. So we're looking at the original jurisdiction. Okay? If it was the arraignment, that would be the step where he enters a plea and he's formally charged. Okay. Number 8 is a little bit of a challenging one, just under 80%, so not too bad, shade under 80%. Which United States court would have original jurisdiction in this case? So it looks like it's a dispute between states there. Commonwealth of Virginia, State of Maryland have a dispute over land along the border. So that's going to be the U.S. Supreme Court. That's one of the cases where they have limited original jurisdiction. Okay, number 9 was a little bit tougher. 65% got this one right. The keywords here, federal court. Okay, so you know D can't be the answer because it's a federal court. And there's only one federal court that has a jury, and that is the U.S. District Court, letter B. Okay, number 9, that was good. Number 13, let's go through number 13. All right, right here, Mickey Abbott, Seinfeld character. Age 43, was arrested for felony assault in Fairfax County, Virginia. Felony assault. His case was first heard by a judge and jury in which Virginia court? See all the key words there that I just highlighted. Okay, so the court that is original jurisdiction for felonies in Virginia is the Virginia Circuit Court. So it's A. A lot of you pick general district, that would be misdemeanors. Number 16 was kind of a borderline. It was 81%. You do have the right to know your charges. Right? They have to read you what you're charged with. They also say that at your arraignment. That's part of due process. 18 and 19 were the other two. So here was the key word of number 18. Most of you got this, 3/4 of you, about which step in the under arrest sequence best completes the chart above. This was the word right here, plea. Okay? When you see the word plea, the defendant is entering a plea, that is at the arraignment. Okay? The trial conducted seemed to be the distractor here, and where the trial is conducted, that's where the prosecution and defense present evidence, they call witnesses up, and the jury decides a verdict. Okay. And then number 19 was another tough one where, 7 out of 10 of you got it right, but there's a little bit of confusion here with, I think, C being the distractor. But option 2 up here, or in the table, determines whether a person accused of a crime. If you're accused of a crime, you broke a law. So therefore, it would be criminal law. And it seemed like most of you knew that number 1 was civil law because you saw a disagreement between two parties, financial compensation. We talked about that in the warm-up before the quiz. Okay? But yeah, a criminal case is where you break a law, you are charged with a felony or a misdemeanor in a criminal case. Okay? So that appears to be it. Pretty solid. At this point, hopefully you've watched all 3 flip videos and you're good to go. If you have any questions, of course, individually ask me in class, and I'll help you out if you're struggling with something. Our test coming up. Remember, party cart, part Google form. Make sure you review all 3 sets of vocab and your study guide. Okay, we'll collect the study guide